Heel turns. Mount Rushmore of heel turns.
And here are my top 5 heel turns.
Here's my top 5 heel picks.
Talking about the big heel turns.
Time for my best heel turns.
The Rock. When The Rock was Hollywood Rock and he turned heel, it was the most funniest stuff ever. Some of the material was coming out with, you know, the way he talked down to Hurricane, the way he, it was just funny. It was just funny, you know. And as much as he was trying to get the people to really hate him, Toronto, that was another one. Like, The Rock has come back to run his mouth on all you candy asses. Not even Toronto, but that was just classic, you know. So that's got to be my 4th.
In at number 4, well, we have a third man, and that third man inspired this t-shirt. Yes, Hulk Hogan, the ultimate babyface, Mr. Babyface, Mr. Say Your Prayers and Eat Your Cookies, dropped the leg drop at Bash at the Beach. He had people throwing stuff in the ring at him. For a WWF fan, it was everything. But for a wrestling fan or for a WCW fan, the face of good, Hulk Hogan became the villain, and it was the perfect mix to make the NWO everything. Red and yellow was out of the bin. Black and white. Sorry, red and yellow went into the bin. Black and white became a thing. He was painting the sideburns of his beard. What was he doing? Who was he? This isn't the guy we're familiar with. But it worked. It worked, and it created the biggest moment in wrestling. People still celebrate that turn. That's how big Hulk Hogan's turn was.
Alright, so next on the list, it's got to be the birth of Big Evil, The Undertaker. So during his American Badass stint, you know, he had one time when he was in the ring with Jim Ross, and like he had some weirdness with Vince McMahon, and then like Vince McMahon was going around doing his Kiss My Ass Club, and then like Undertaker was to ask JR, "Oh, are you gonna kiss Vince McMahon's ass?" And like JR's like, "Hell no!" And then like, Undertaker's like, "Is that because you're thinking better than me?" And then the shot look on JR's face before he takes that inevitable ass whooping. Hey. and what followed was a brutal Taker that just had some of the greatest one-liners. He's a very angry person at that time. And, you know, he did some of the greatest beatdowns, you know. This is the same Taker that went after Ric Flair's son, just, like, beat the hell out of him, tortured Ric Flair at WrestleMania. I think that was 18 that he did that. or was it 19? Either way, it was hilarious. And like, it was hilarious to see. So yeah, Undertaker's Big Evil reign and the beginnings of it.
My second one. This goes back a bit, and it's one that I didn't see when it first happened, but it's one I've gone back thanks to the Library of Alexandria that is the WWE Network's historical playlist. It was the breaking up of the Mega Powers when Macho Man Randy Savage and Hollywood Hulk Hogan were at their absolute zenith of power. They broke down barriers of what wrestling was. They permeated pop culture. Everyone knew who Hogan and Macho Man were, even outside of wrestling. Non-wrestling fans knew who the hell these two were. And they came together as this mega tag team, which then fell apart with an involvement of a certain Miss Elizabeth, a impromptu elimination from a Royal Rumble, all arriving at a boiling point where Macho Man basically couldn't handle it anymore and went full beast mode on Hogan, giving him a beatdown backstage. So, given what those two were for wrestling at the time and what they mean for wrestling now in the modern day, you have to put this in the argument.
Jumping off that, my number 4, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Nope, Mr. McMahon, because we had Vince McMahon on commentary being, he's gonna, just being the most hype-ass guy. We didn't know he was the boss. You're just watching the guy, this commentary. But then the Montreal Screwjob happened, and Mr. McMahon was born. Brett screwed Brett. the big rivalry between Stone Cold and Mr. McMahon. Without Vince, Stone Cold would have been an okay wrestler. He was the workhorse. He was just the $1 million champion. And yes, he was getting hot, but it was because he was the rebel. And who was he rebelling against? The McMahon, Mr. McMahon, the boss that everyone hates. Everyone knows a boss like that, and everyone hates a guy like that. And that's him throwing his weight around. Get me a cup of coffee. Just being a dick, always wearing a suit. That walk to the ring. But yeah, the turn for me was the Montreal Screwjob. Well, obviously not just for me, just general, the Montreal Screwjob. And then from there, even when he tried to be a good guy and then came back as the higher power, because Vince is a natural heel, and love it.